Greetings. Today we are going to take a look at the newly updated HOI4 mod, the Gates of Versailles. So, without further ado, let's get to the actual mod. So, the Gates of Versailles has been completely updated to the latest version of HOI4, and it is a mod which is based around the idea: what if the Napoleonic Wars ended in a stalemate? So the POD is that the Battle of Trafalgar proved indecisive, and so France got bogged down in the Peninsular War in Spain. And basically from there on, the Napoleonic Wars ended with France having to retreat from Central Europe, but it still keeps a good portion of Germany. And by 1914, World War I begins between the Entente of France, Russia and the UK and the Central Powers, which includes Prussia, the Austrian Empire, the Ottoman Empire and the United States. So the Entente narrowly wins the war, and that is where we are in 1936. So first we obviously have the French Empire under Charles I Bonaparte. So 100 years, the rising threat of Jacobinism, and then we got the Austrian Empire under Kaiser Karl I. The United Kingdom, same as before, but there are significant differences once we shall get to the map. The Kingdom of Prussia. So it was stuck in the spear of France for the first half of the 19th century, then broke free in 1832. Now it has not been able to unify Germany, but it has managed to recover from the Great War. Then the Kingdom of Italy, again, it stood neutral in the Great War, and it has its eyes set on the Middle East. Mussolini is in charge. United States under Charles Curtis. America is significantly different in this world and yet significantly similar. We shall see again once we get to the map. Then the Russian Empire, the Tsardom continues. Mikhail II is Tsar, so I'm guessing that there is no Alexei in this timeline, I don't know. Then the Empire of Japan, same as always, its eyes set on Asia. And the Dominion of New South Wales, what is this? Well, we shall look at it once we get to the map again, but it is basically a British colony. And Pays. So in Mosquito Coast, a bunch of hardy pioneers from Scotland found a new home away from English domination. It is led by Lendron Michel, the current cacique of Pays. Now let's get to the map. So here we'll look at Europe. So obviously the French Empire, the great power, it controls a fat portion of Europe and exerts influence on much more. Now let's look at the peninsula. The Spanish Empire is under the kingdom, so there is no Republican revolution in this timeline. And Portugal is divided up between Lusitania and the Algarves. And this is ruled by the Spanish king. So interesting, it looks like Napoleon's Spanish adventure completely failed in this timeline. Then Ireland is the conservative democracy, the United Kingdom. Now we shall take a look at Italy. So the Kingdom of Italy is under Victor Emmanuel and Mussolini. The Kingdom of Naples is still under the Bourbons. Sicily is still under the Bourbons, and the Kingdom of Naples is under Umberto I. Switzerland, and then we got Flanders. Flanders is Revanchist. So I guess that they sided with Prussia and lost the war, and so now they are a Revanchist Reich. Probably not a Reich, but still. Then the Netherlands, and we got all these German states. So let's quickly go through them. The state of Baden, Württemberg, Hohenzollern-Sigmaringen, Bavaria is under Franz Ritter von Epp. So Bavaria is a republic. Then we got Hesse and Frankfurt, Würzburg, Thuringia, Saxony, Nassau, and Berg. Berg is again, it is under House Murat. So I'm guessing that this is related to France and Westphalia. Whoa, this guy has an interesting name. And Oldenburg is ultra-nationalist monarch. Grand Duke Nikolaus has always been a German patriot, and after the defeat of Oldenburg alongside Prussia in the Great War, turned to ultra-nationalism. So there seems to be a growing social democratic anti-king movement, so that's interesting. The Treaty of Kassel and the dream of a united Germany. So I'm guessing that this small state will be quite an interesting play. Then Mecklenburg, the Young Republic, and Denmark, then Prussia, the big loser of the Great War, but now recovered under Kurt von Schleicher, a Junker dictatorship. And quick take a look at, so Norway is still a part of Denmark, Kingdom of Sweden again, and Russia, so a tsardom stretching from coast to coast. And for some reason in this timeline, Russia never conquered the Manchurian part, so Vladivostok is still under the Manchus, but we shall get to that later. And Finland is a principality of Russia, and Austrian Empire under Kaiser Karl I, victorious, united. And I'm guessing that because of the butterflies, there are no significant, I must say, communist or socialist movements, at least not like in our timeline. So the Austrian Empire is pretty stable, even though there must be a lot of nationalist movements. And the Polish Commonwealth, again, the Napoleonic stain on Eastern Europe, under Stanislaw, sorry, I can't pronounce his name, pardon me. And then we got Romania. Romania is, again, it seems interesting. It is under the Kicha family. And then we got Emirate of Bosnia. So Abdul Majid I, the Caliph of Islam in our timeline, is the Emir of Bosnia. Serbia, again, a kingdom like OTL, and Bulgaria, a tsardom, and Crna Gora. Albania, again, is a republic. Kingdom of Greece. And now we come to the tasty part. So the Ottoman Empire has been completely destroyed in the Great War, and it looks like Muhammad Ali's family controls the Arab world. So Fuad is the Sultan of Egypt. He is also the Emir of Hejaz, the Khedive of Syria, and the Khedive of Anadolu. I'm guessing that Turks don't particularly like Muhammad Ali's imposement. Oh wait, actually, so it looks like Muhammad Ali imposed his iron fist upon the Ottoman heartland in 1841. So the Sultan now resides in Alexandria and is not Turkish in the slightest. And in Armenia, again, Republic, Georgia, Azerbaijan, lack of class consciousness. Interesting, Azerbaijan is a bastion of Jacobinism. So Azerbaijan carries the honor of being Europe's only Jacobin state. It also means the rest of Europe sees us as dangerous and a threat to stability. Many of the world's leading writers and scientists have dedicated their work to us and our Jacobin cause. So Azerbaijan, this small region in the Caucasus, is going to have major repercussions on Europe and the entire world. Now a quick look at Arabia. So Shamar, Tai, Najd, Al Rayyan, Al Dawasir. There is no unifying force in Arabia in this timeline. The Protectorate of Yemen, the UK has a big base in Arabia, Bahrain. The Sultanate of Oman is significantly bigger than our timeline, and Aden is again a British possession. Iraq is under Rashid Ali al-Gailani, but since there is no fascism in our timeline, is simply despotic. And then Khuzestan is independent from Persia. In Persia, the Qajar dynasty continues, so there has been no anti-Qajar rebellion. And now we come to India. So first of all, Afghanistan is significantly bigger. And I'm guessing that because of the Napoleonic victory, the British were never able to truly unify India. So the British Raj does control a big portion of Bengal, which they had won since the Battle of Plassey, and they also control some of these heartlands. But the rest of India, except for the French Empire here and Portuguese Goa, is free from colonialism. Again, if we see that the Portuguese government has been entirely thrown out of mainland Portugal, so Pedro is actually residing in Goa and Brazil. So Brazil controls this land. Now let's look at India. So Sindh is a aristocratic bastion, looming conflict, Allah Sumro, and the kingdom of Mysore is under Hyder Ali. So the dynasty of Tipu Sultan was never defeated in this timeline. And Hyderabad again, the Marathas. So the Marathas seem to have lost much of their empire, but they continue to be a significant force here. Shivaji's dream and the royalists in power. So there are decentralists in the Maratha Confederation, Rajaram III, and the Republic of Hindustan. So I'm guessing that this is a result of the Mughal Empire's downfall. And it is a nascent, violent republic. There is a Muslim political elite that controls it, and a militarist clique is in power. So this is a guided democracy under Khudadat Khan. And then Awadh is again under the royal family, Nepal, Bhutan. Now quickly we shall get to China. So the Manchu Khaganate has been reduced to Manchuria proper, the greater Mongolian state. They are loyal to Russia, it seems. Kumul Khanate, Alti Shahir state of Tibet. So the Empire of China is under Yongzheng Emperor. The unequal treaties and Sichuanese Republic, the Heavenly Kingdom. So the rebellion succeeded in this timeline. And Sichuan is a republic. The Dacheng Kingdom, Sultanate of Pingman. And so British colonialism seems to not have happened in Southeast Asia. But French Indochina, and so the war between Ho Chi Minh and the French has begun earlier in this timeline. Then we got Korea is independent from Japan, the Empire of Japan. Spanish Philippines, again it is favoring empire, Dios Patria Rey, Republican agitation. British East Indies, Aceh Sultanate, and the Dominion of New South Wales. So in this timeline, French victory ensured that a huge part of New Holland, which must be a Dutch claim, which has been taken over by the French. So Australia speaks Franc, Netherlands, and New South Wales. The Russian Empire controls Hawaii in this timeline, take note, and also Alaska. So the Alaska Purchase never happened. And now we come to the New World. So the United Kingdom controls Canada, and the Republic of Canada is controlled by the United States. Interesting. And the Quebecois part and the United States, so Manifest Destiny never happened in this timeline. Instead, the US pushed more to the northern side and took a bigger part of Canada. And it is under Charles Curtis. So prohibition is still in place, bad Native American policies, big business, and the lost generation. And now we quickly come to the Mexican Empire, which continues to be big in this timeline. The state of Iturbide, legacy of Emperor Augustine, fragile democracy, and the army controls it. And these parts, they look to be colonies, or at least they are not directly part of the Mexican Empire. So Baja California, it is controlled by Plutarco Elias Calles, who is the Viceroy of Baja California. Then Tejas is under Cardenas. Whoa, so these are the viceroys, and Alta California is under Yankee settlers, it looks like. So there must be a lot of Americans looking for the land of opportunity in Alta California, maybe in Pueblo de San Francisco. Wait, what is this? Okay, so Russia still controls their outpost in California, and Nootka, which looks to be quite a deserted wild frontier. So Wild West with machine guns, Thompsons, baby. This is going to be an interesting part of the world to play in. Spain still controls Florida. Haiti, Central America is still united, although not completely. Only Honduras and Guatemala. Nicaragua, Poyais is again the settler colony with interesting content. Costa Rica and Colombia still controls Panama, but the canal itself is under the French. So the French built the Panama Canal. Venezuela, Ecuador. So Venezuela is a despotic hardline dictatorship. And Peru is also a dictatorship. Again, Brazil is a monarchy. And Alto Peru. So there is no Bolivia in this timeline. We got Alto Peru under Chairman Bush. And it is a guided democracy. And Paraguay, Argentina, Chile. So I think that in this world, the term constitutional monarchy doesn't seem to exist. It is guided democracy mostly. And Morocco controls a huge chunk of Africa. So I'm guessing that Morocco never got colonized and then they actually westernized and did some colonialism themselves. Spain owns a large part of the Sahara. America directly controls West Africa here. It is under Alexander Kirk. Rubber plantations, legacy of repatriation. Okay, so a lot of African American people have been sent to this part. There's an ivory black market, African riflemen. Ethiopia, then Italy controls a chunk. The Kingdom of Naples controls Somalia and Rudolph's land. So Austrian Empire also dipped their beaks into Africa, the Congo Free State. And America has also colonized Southwest Africa, and there is a small South African enclave here, and the United Kingdom and Tanzania is independent. So Sultan Jamshid has more autocracy, more of a say in politics in this timeline. And now quickly we will take a look at the different types of alliances in this world. So the Continental Alliance of the French controls the massive amount of the world, and the powerful Khedivate of Egypt is also a part of it. So Nahas Pasha is the Grand Vizier. And in France, Pierre Laval, the OTL Vicky French politician, is the Prime Minister. For Britain, the Prime Minister is Archibald Sinclair. And for the Mexican Empire, it is Alvaro Obregón, who is the Prime Minister. For India, okay, so for Marathas, it is Molaji Rao, Abd Rab Nishtar. So the Empire of China is under Duan Kirui. And the Heavenly Kingdom, so the Heavenly Emperor's wife itself is the head of government. For China, Tokugawa shogunate continues. Seto Tokugawa, the seventh head of the Tokugawa family. So the shogunate has managed to westernize Japan in this time. And then we got the Westminster Accord, the powerful British alliance. And this is the Indo-Chinese Liberation Front. And the Adriatic Pact under Victor Emmanuel. And that's it. So this is the setup for this mod. Now you play it and enjoy it. And I shall also keep you updated on more such beautiful mods, gameplays and lores. So stay tuned.